Wall runs. So this drill is a posture and positioning drill, and it's really meant to work on top speed sprint mechanics. A lot of people, and you may have done this drill before, a lot of people do this drill, but we don't necessarily do all the aspects right. So what I want to teach you here is what you're looking for and why you're doing this drill. It's a good drill because you're staying in the same place, you don't need a lot of space for it, and you really got to work on that posture and that positioning of where your foot needs to be, where you need to land, getting your knee and hip into flexion, getting full extension. So there's a lot of things going on. We're going to kind of detail and go through those. I'm over here on one of our machines, and it's made of steel. It's not going to move. It's got weight on it, and it's got a little bit of a lean for me, which is good. It's actually leaning away from me, so I get to even work on my forward lean. So from the posture and positioning start, what we're going to start is, remember, I'm going to pull that belly button through. So I'm going to get my hips neutral. Okay, I pull that belly button through and I'm flat in front. So kind of even work on that bracing. I get tall and skinny, blow my air out so I'm strong here in my core. From there, then I'm going to be that rod from my ear, through my shoulder, through my hip, through my knee, through my ankle. And then I'm going to rock forward. So if I find my wall, what I'm going to do is now I got my posture and I'm going to get my position here with my lean. So I want to be over the top. Again, we talk about shoulders over hips, hips over toes. I want to be over the top, and the lean we're going to create here is top speed. It's not acceleration. So we're not coming out at 45 degrees. What we're doing is coming out, and we're going to be about between 10 and 12 degrees probably. So I'm working my lean. Then I'm going to lock my arms out because that's just going to help. My arms are doing nothing in this drill, so I'm not running or anything with them. They're just helping me hold that good posture and that good lean. As I start here, what I'm looking at is I want to get far enough away that I look at my lean and I got that rod. I don't want to be too far though to create more of an acceleration, and I don't want to be standing straight up where I can't get my knee in front of me. From here now, then I'm going to get my chin neutral, so that's just slightly down, or what you would think is be down, and then my eyes are now level so I can see. Where I'm going to start is I'm just going to put one leg up into flexion, so my hip and my knee into flexion. When I take one leg up, my other leg's got to stay fully extended. So when I do sprint mechanics, when I accelerate and I do acceleration mechanics, I get that triple extension. At top speed sprint mechanics, I don't necessarily get that full triple extension from our ankle through our knee through our hip, but we're going to work that full range of motion here because we want to work past what we may have to do. So as I go up with one leg, I got to make sure that this leg stays locked, that it's not bent like this. So this is where a lot of us get in trouble. Because when I lift my knee and I bend my other leg, my hips are going to rotate underneath me, and it's going to take me either straight upright or backwards. So I need to make sure that I'm staying over the top, and I'm still being, if I go on this side, I'm still being a rod from my ear all the way through. I can't be a rod and my knee be bent because that's not going to be a straight line. So I go up with one knee. That knee is going to go just slightly below parallel. So it's not going way up here. It's just going slightly below parallel to the ground because that's about where you're going to be in your top speed sprint mechanics. From there, then my toe has got to be pointed up into dorsiflexion, and I'm trying to keep it pointed forward, not externally rotated, trying to keep it pointed forward right underneath my knee. I need to learn to anticipate. So there's a lot going on in this drill. I'm anticipating the ground, and I'm trying to land in that same exact spot. So if my right foot is here and I switch, as I go through and my other leg goes up, my other foot wants to land in the same spot. If I miss that spot, that's not going to be consistent. And speed is a lot of times about consistently doing the same drive and the same foot strike in the same place relative to our center of gravity. And if we miss that, I like to call those kind of dip steps or missteps, and they either cause braking force or we don't get as much force through and it moves our hips, and then we have to have a recovery step and another step. So in this drill, right, we're working balance, we're working posture, we're working positioning, we're working the anticipating on the ground, where and how we're landing. So there's a lot really going on, but it's a pretty simple drill. So I want there to be a violent movement. So it's a pop, and as one knee hits the top, the other foot hits the ground, I'm going to land slightly bent, but as the other knee goes up, boom, I get that full extension on the bottom leg and I get the full flexion on the top leg. So from there, the mistakes that can happen is if our hips moves or our knee moves or we lean too far back or we miss our foot, that's what we're working on, is the consistency through the movement and the power through the movement. So we're really just trying to land in that same spot, get our knee to the same height, get our toe up, be that rod, keep our chin neutral, and just make those violent switches, and you'll notice my hips never move. I love this drill, and I can work with this with a lot of athletes at the same time. We just find a wall or a railing, and they can go on my tempo where I'm clapping, and I get a look and see, can they switch? Can they hold it? Can they work that good posture, the good positioning, the good final position with flexion and extension, and then switch again, and then start to add the violence and the tempo through it, because I know that that's going to transition. This is just one small part of working the top speed sprint mechanics. So the last tip I'll give you here is, as our leg's coming up, we're again still working that recovery leg position. So we're working calf to hamstring, keeping the knee as close to us as we can, and coming up. We're not swinging the legs. That's where a lot of people get in trouble. They get here, get up in that posture position, but then they just start to swing the leg and they miss that spot. That's not how you're sprinting. You're not swinging your leg. You are driving that knee, and that calf to hamstring recovery leg happens with that knee drive. So that's really what we're trying to push, is this recovery leg up, get to the right positioning, and then the violence down. Now, we wouldn't land behind us, but this is a drill, right? We're not moving forward. We'd land slightly in front of our center of gravity if we were sprinting. So you're really working the recovery leg up and just the violence down, finding your correct posture position. So take your time with this drill, get the posture, get the positioning, and then as you get better, start to work the violence. And this is really going to help you as you're working and progressing and improving your sprinting posture, sprinting position, and it'll help improve the speed and the power that you put into the ground.